Good evening and welcome to another episode at the Back Bar podcast. We are now done and dusted with all that cool Doddie Aid fundraising shit. That is all now in the bank. A total of £3,177 raised. Well done, with the big Lions jersey still to come. But we will park Doddie Aid. We've rinsed it for the last 3 months. It's time to get back to our normal programme and taking a little swerve. We're not going to be doing anyone sporty, not anyone rugby. We've got a big surprise coming up. But first of all, we've got myself, Minnie, Skywalker, Gemmel here as usual. How are we doing?
Can I? Are we still allowed to ask them who they think's going to win the Six Nations?
No. No. If we'd won the last couple of games, yes.
I need new. Sorry, can we pause? I need some new questions.
Oh, Jesus.
Nope. So how are we doing? What's been happening?
Good.
Yeah.
I've vaguely continued my Doddie Aid exercise in between bouts of COVID and kids getting chickenpox. But set a new 10k PB this morning.
Oh, nice. Did you run the whole way?
Really struggling to get excited for you.
Thanks.
The 10k, what, running or cycling or
running? Running. 46 minutes, 30
God
seconds.
Damn.
Jeez, what did you have the kids in your back?
Probably could have gone sub 40 if they weren't on my back.
Sluggish. Positively sluggish.
That's
good.
Thanks, mate.
That's pretty quick.
I walked to the shops the other day. It was fucking.
How fast? What time did you get?
It was a 200 yards, and I done it in 44 seconds.
That's good. That's
sit on the windowsill with a pint of milk afterwards.
It was
pint of milk and vape.
Downhill. It was downhill. So, but yeah, it was excellent. I'm really chuffed myself.
Well done, mate. I mean, similarly, I'm struggling to get excited for you, but as a friend, I'm proud of you.
You shouldn't be. It was pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
Did you record it on your Fitbit?
It's not Strava.
Is it when you have these like personal Fitbits and Garmins and stuff like that, and they start fucking telling you that you're not working hard enough, or your fitness is deteriorating, and you're just
mine went the same way.
I bought you. I tell you who's fucking working out today.
Mine went the exact same way as the fucking Tamagotchi did. Get shoved in the drawer, never to be seen again. You remember that stupid thing? It's like it's done a shite. You need to feed it. So that's as soon as the thing goes, oh, you need to work out today. I'm like, no, I fucking do not. I'm an adult.
Is that your Fitbit watch?
Yeah.
Or I wasn't sure it was the Tamagotchi or the Fitbit we were still talking about.
The Tamagotchi was a long time ago. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Didn't really do too well with them. Technology's came on so far. Now I've got a real dog.
It concerns me slightly, but okay.
I'm sure Stam gets treated better than the Tamagotchi did.
I still fling his shite about as well.
Jesus.
Keeps the Neds away,
Hi, brilliant. What else has been going on?
Yeah.
Not a lot. I feel as though there's been a bit of a lull. Obviously, we're not going to get into it tonight, but the world's a bit of a shithole at the moment. A lot of bad shit going on. So yeah, it's just trying to stop. What was someone called in my work? Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling, yeah, because everything you see is just negative. It's a total drain in mental health. So we're keeping away from it because we're hopefully going to be an outlet when people can actually smile a little bit, maybe even laugh, rather than get all serious. So
I went to Iceland last week as well.
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
They're doing all the Greg stuff now, aren't they?
Greg's?
Aye. Oh, you're the country.
I was like, caught me off. I was like, "What? You one of those little spas?"
I was like, I saw KFCs and Subways, but I don't remember seeing a Greg's.
Right. How was it?
Oh, mate, awesome! Honestly, you have to get it on your list of places to go to. It's only like I didn't realize how close it was. It's only a 2-hour flight from Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm. Did you get any food in the plane?
No.
Is it only just thinking about food? Like 2 hours without food? What am I going to do?
Portion control at dinners these days is making things tough.
But it's absolute magic place.
Because they have
2 days
like sidewalks or footpaths or whatever you want to call them. Is it so like if it's snowing because the weather's shocking over there apparently?
When we were there, it was like kind of amber, maybe even red warning weather in UK terms. Man, it was.
No, it's not for me.
These guys are still cutting about in our like 20-seater minibus.
No,
Nice.
I just prefer the heat.
I know it was awesome though.
What's your definition of awesome?
Just different, interesting. All the like it's a cool country. Like the massive waterfalls, the hot spring geyser things. They're really cool. Things. And the Blue Lagoon is like a kind of natural spa type place.
Was it still toasty, the water, aye?
Oh yeah, that's like the water in that thing gets up to like 40 degrees.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
And there's a bar in the there's a bar kind of at the edge of the water as well. So it's
just getting out it though when it's minus 40 degrees.
Well, it's when you've been in it for like an hour and a half in the water, and then you walk out of it, and you're like, "Oh shit, my body is actually heavy. I weigh something, man."
Because I've seen something with
floating about for an hour and a half.
And Zac Efron did some Netflix thing, and he was out there, and they were like cooking eggs under the sand because it's a volcanic island, I think.
Yeah, it's basically just a big volcano.
And it's they were cooking like eggs under the sand, like putting them in like a metal container, putting them under the gravel or the sand, whatever it is that the fuck is there, and it cooked the eggs. It's like pretty cool. Save on electricity, I suppose. Yeah, electricity prices going through the roof. Just dig a fucking hole, and I put my fucking barbecue chicken in there.
This is it. This is us moving on from nutritional advice to now we're doing back bar cooking tips.
That's it.
Cooking an egg. Dig a hole and cook an egg.
That's we've got some real good YouTube content coming up soon.
And if it doesn't work, you might grow a chicken. You know. So.
I'm not sure that's how it works, mate.
Just plant an egg and
grow a chicken.
Holy fuck, a chicken just came out of there.
I think I'm busy that day, guys, but let me know how that goes.
I need you to record the video.
I'm away doing a 200-yard dash down a hill, so I'll be fine. Oh, yeah, couple of rascals.
So if we're not talking to anyone that is rugby related, what are we doing tonight?
I'll give you a clue.
Please do.
Disco fever.
John Travolta.
No. Actually, I should have thought that through. It's actually we've got a couple of. I've got a band on. We've got a band on tonight.
Cool. Who be it?
They are a up and coming, awesome Scottish band called Saint Phnx. Have you heard of them?
Yes, I have.
I have indeed.
Did they take you to your happy place?
Oh, hello. Ding, 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 ding. I didn't know I was doing that.
So yes,
give the scriptwriters a tip of the cap for that one.
The boys will be joining us very shortly, which will be quite good. Only slightly dubious because I think they're big Rangers fans, which have its problem, but we won't hold that against them. You know, innocent until proven guilty.
How have we done this again?
I know.
We've had Emma Dodds on twice. Now we're getting more, but jeez.
I know it's because we had Simon Donnelly and Gianni Capaldi, so we have to balance it out. You know, impartiality.
But we're not impartial.
Yeah.
We need to pretend. That's the whole pretense, isn't it? That I don't actually. I actually watch rugby. I don't follow football. Shite.
Who just support Partick Thistle?
Yeah, Queen's Park. First proper team. So we'll get these boys on. Yeah, may as well get them on just now, eh? You ready?
Born ready. Not really.
Excited.
But go.
Right, okay. Let's get them on now. Okay, so joining us now, you'll recognise the top 40 hit Happy Place, if you've not heard it, you've probably fallen down a mine shaft or whatever, and that's a shame for you. But we're actually joined by one half of Saint Phnx. We have the wonderful, handsome Stevie Jukes joining us. Welcome to the back bar, mate.
Thanks for having us, lads. Thank you very much.
How are you doing tonight? All good?
Good. I've got my wee cup of tea ready to go. So Rockstar and all the rest of it, you know what I mean, a cup of tea. But no, thanks for having me on. Excited.
No worries. That rock and roll lifestyle, the cup of tea on a Monday night.
That's it. That's the way it goes. I'm letting you in for some backstage access there, and it's not all prostitutes and cocaine. It's a nice cup of tea.
Well, it's only 9 o'clock.
Got to take one night off it.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock in the evening. You're only probably just waking up now, so you.
I've just surfaced 5 minutes ago.
So first things first, how was New York? We've seen on all social medias that you guys seem to be having an absolute blast over there.
New York was brilliant. New York was great. We were lucky to get around the world in 2019. We toured across America 5 times, and then obviously COVID hit. So as soon as we touched down, it was like a blur. It felt like we'd never been away. But just getting on the plane and doing all the things that you missed. Being in lockdown for 2 years was brilliant. So it was a very, very good trip and a great laugh.
Good. So what's the story behind the Hugh Jackman stuff?
Oh, I tell you what, this is you couldn't write this, right? So the reason why we went to New York was to speak to the record label. So we're signed to Atlantic Records, and the main guy out there is called Pete Ganbarg. So we went to, the whole idea was go to fly to New York for a couple of days, go to dinner with Pete and some of the Atlantic team, and just show them some new music. And the idea of this new album it's hilarious, right? It's built round, we wanted to do Trick Ken. We had an idea of doing like a circus theme and doing like a alternative rocky Greatest Showman, right? That was the idea.
Okay. Aye.
And then we find out that Peter, our guy, actually signed Hugh Jackman to Atlantic for the Greatest Showman. We didn't know that at the time.
Aye.
And we were just walking down next to the tail Broadway, and I was going, there's a bunch of folk, they're all crowding around somebody, who's that? And lo and behold, it was Hugh Jackman. So it was all these Broadway fans, and they're all like, "Oh, Hugh," and we're like, "Fuck it, listen, can I swear? I think I can swear. I can swear."
Aye,
that's right. And I was like, "Fuck this, man!" I said, "Hugh, fucking Hugh, look over here." So me and Alan are just elbowing folk out of the way, just going, Hugh, it's fucking, and he's going, Alan from Scotland, remember me? He's not got a fucking clue. So we're videoing it all, and it was brilliant. It was just, you couldn't write it how it all came together. So it was a great trip.
Is he as handsome in real life as he is in TV?
He was very handsome.
Aye.
Very handsome. I was demoted to a 3 as soon as he turned up.
See, that's the thing, is he goes from being ripped as Wolverine, and then he's all like skinny and prancy when he's doing his stage stuff. But yeah, good for him.
That's it. No, it was a gentleman, to be fair. He did take some time to get a good selfie with me and Al. So it was a good laugh.
That's class, man. That's absolutely class.
Like it.
Off the bucket list, eh? Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Alan called him Shug. And I said, I don't know if I could get us that, Alan.
That was brilliant.
He's probably turned to his manager. What did he just call me?
Shuggie Jackman.
Shuggie J.
Used to work in Tesco.
The guy was absolutely bamboozled. It was all in good jest.
Oh, you can imagine.
You'll be up the road going like that. I can't believe I met the boys from Saint Phnx, man. Alan and Stevie there.
That's what we've been telling ourselves. Fingers crossed.
Oh, brilliant, man. That's excellent. Right, so I suppose we'll move on to hitting you with a few questions. Said nothing too challenging. So let's start kind of at the beginning then with the name Saint Phnx. I'm always interested how bands get their names. So how did you come up with Saint Phnx?
So we were in another band for years. We were in another band for maybe 8 or 9 years. We're called Vehicle Thieves. So it was me and Alan and 3 other, basically 2 of my best mates for high school, and Chris, the keyboard player. We used to use his studio, and then he ended up joining the band. And then when we decided to do our own thing, just me and Alan, we just come up with an idea for a name. So that's where Saint Phnx comes from, like Phoenix rising from the flames, and then Saint, meaning that, we think that we're in a higher place. That was the whole idea of it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
Oh.
It's always interesting. What was the decision behind shortening it to the PHNX then?
Well, you just got to be cool with the kids and all the rest of it. And it was Alan's idea. That's why it's probably best that he's not on this podcast because he can't spell. But, there was another band in America called Saint Phnx, and they were it was just basically bedroom rock. These guys are playing. They weren't big. They had no fans, but we liked the name, so we thought we'd change it. Plus, if you're trying to get all your social media handles and YouTube and Facebook and all the rest of it, you know, you can grab everything in the web domain. So that was the idea. But you know, it's taken a while to be called the Saint Phnx rather than Saint Phnx.
Yeah.
So it's good that it's been people understanding that now.
Not gonna lie, I definitely had to Google how do you pronounce Saint Phnx.
Yeah, it's been a challenge.
Oh yeah.
What's it like then? Is because you were sort of saying you were in the band with like the 5 of you in the band, and then it's yourself and Alan kind of went alone. What's it like doing that as siblings? Because I've got an older sister, but Ali has got a kind of younger brother, and they work together. I always wonder what it would be like, kind of working with your sibling.
Well, that's the thing. We worked together with my dad before he passed away. We were in the family business, so we worked together while doing the band. So we're always and still always together. You know, we are best mates, and but yeah, so it's very it can be challenging at times, but the good thing is it's very raw and very honest, and that's the thing. When we're in the tour van, we've got the rest of the guys, like the front of house engineer and the driver and the John, the guitarist. You know, especially when we're going over America. I mean, we're so brutal, like cutthroat. Some of the stuff you say, and the guys you think, "Fucking hell, man, that's a tour over." I can't believe the guy just said like that. And then, but that's just us talking. So it's I think that's why people like the band, because they can relate to the family aspect of it, and that's what we like to sort of base everything about. You know, our family.
No, it is, because I think you can kind of tell it in the music as well. And I know you were saying you're touching on some of the songs and stuff that you're writing and doing. And say like "Happy Place" is obviously the big song that's kind of come out.
Sure.
Where do you kind of "Happy Place" is, you know, sort of a tribute to your old man and everything. But you know, where do you get your inspiration for writing songs? Is it just something that comes to you, or how do you get there?
I guess it just comes to you. The best songs come at the weirdest times, where you'll be driving in the car, or you'll be, I don't know, you'll be just doing something about the house or something, or it's not when, the thing is, you know, you can get put in writing sessions with people and you're kind of forced to do a song, and it's kind of fake, and it's forced. Don't get me wrong, you do come up with good ideas because you maybe come in with an idea prior to it and share it with someone, and they'll have a jumping off point and you'll bounce off each other. But in terms of getting an initial idea, it just comes from I guess feeling something or seeing something or hearing something that just triggers something off in your mind, and then you get the phone out, you do the wee voice note to capture it, and then from there you just you just make it grow.
Yeah, because I think there's like the song "King." Did that get used in one of the football? Was it the Europa Cup final or something like that? It's getting used in the football games there.
It did. So that's how it started it off. So the song "King" is all about being in that first band, because we went down to see record labels and they all said, "Nah, you'll never make it, and you're shite." And a lot of people up here said, "You'll never make it."
Crazy.
And though, you know, and they were right in terms of the band, but you know, we had this blind optimism and blind faith and just this drive to think, "No, we're going to do it." So we wrote a song about that, saying, you know, one day we will be king. That was the whole thing, and that's what kicked it off. But the funny thing with that is, there's a big American band. Well, obviously you guys know the Killers, the band The Killers.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a guy in town just now, a good friend of ours. He plays bass with Ocean Colour Scene. His name's Raymond.
Okay.
And he met up. He says, "Come go for a coffee with me." This was the old band, and he says, "Come go for a coffee." He said, "You should email the manager of the Killers." And I said, "What for?" He said, "Just ask them to manage you." I said, "The Killers? Are you joking? This must be about. This must have been about 7 years ago, maybe." And I was like, "Right, okay." So I got home and I says, "I just met Raymond there, right?" He said, "They said we have to email the manager of the Killers." And I was like, I'll email him. So Alan emailed him and nothing back. Right, no email back. Great. So then Alan emails again and says, "Excuse me, I've find it very rude. I've sent you some demos to listen to. We're looking for management. It's actually quite serious here, and you haven't got back to me. I don't know what kind of business you're running, but it's bad manners." So
I love it.
So then we get an email back. We get an email back from the guy that manages the Killers is a guy called Robert Reynolds, right? And we get an email back from a guy called Mac Reynolds, which turns out to be Robert's brother. And Mac, he manages a band called Imagine Dragons in America, right?
Yeah.
And their brother Dan, he sings in Imagine Dragons. So they're all family kind of thing. So he gets back to this guy Mac and says, "This guy's on a Skype call." So right, okay, so we jump on a Skype call, and the screen pops back, and he's got the platinum plaque, and he's got the Moon Man Award for MTV. I'm like, all right, what's going on here? And he just says, "Listen, I love your stuff. I really like it, and I think you've got something. And if we'll see what the possibilities are. If we don't manage you, we'll certainly help you," kind of thing. And he basically told us, "You have to up your game for songwriting and production, and to get it radio worthy, and be distinctive." So we spent a whole year. Well, I spent a whole year in the studio writing all these songs, and King was the main song that I come up with in the studio. And then I took the songs back to the old band, and the old band said, "Listen, these songs are great, but it's just not us. We can't see ourselves playing this." So the guy from Imagine Dragons says, "Well, at the time, why don't you just start a new thing with your brother, because it's distinctive and it's different?" And that's what we did. And then we lost contact with him for a wee bit because he had some family issues, but we were looking for management. And by the time we were looking for management, there's a company in England called Centric who basically put your music forward for TV. So we just uploaded this song King. We weren't a band, we weren't nothing, just uploaded King. And then ended up in the Europa League final. But that, and we were like, all right, we need to start a band now. So that's how it kicked off. It was mental.
That's
It must
class.
be weird though, that, like, if you're saying that it was a song that you wrote way back then, and then it's obviously in the finals of the football. But I was watching one of the rugby games the weekend the other day, and Happy Places on in the background of the rugby and all that. It must be so surreal, like hearing your song like getting belted out at all these like major venues.
It's brilliant. No way to lie. It's absolutely brilliant. But it's a weird thing. It's like see when you hear. So first time you do a song you get excited about, right? And you've got your writer, producer, band hat on, and then you make it and you think, great. And then see the first time you hear it get played in Spotify, or you hear it in the radio. It's a different feeling. It's crazy, surreal. And then you see it in a TV advert, or you see it in Murrayfield. It is very, very bizarre, and people just not knowing. Like, even if it's got played at Ibrox a couple of times, and we've been there, and people singing along, but not knowing we're there, and it's like, fucking hell, man, this is mental. But I guess that's why we do it,
It must be quite cool that you can just be like standing there like, "Do you like this, mate?" "Aye, because that's me." No
the big dog.
But you fuck off, you be the big dog.
There's no way that's you.
No.
Go ahead, sing it for me. Show me you can sing it.
I know, that's Hugh Jackman. That's you.
That's Callum Beattie. That's Callum Beattie.
That's it. So it's pretty surreal, but it is a good feeling when something like that happens.
It must be really cool. Like, just sort of kind of touching on what Ali's talking about, the songs and the sort of process for getting the song. Is it always lyrics and then kind of matching the music to the lyrics, or does it ever come the other way around? Like, you come up with a tune and you're like, right, I've got to get something to fit that tune.
It's either or. Sometimes you get a melody. I think that's you get a sort of melody in your head, or you hear another song. So sometimes a big thing is I'll hear a song, a famous song on the radio, and I'll go, I wonder if we could go with this. And then you think, well, there's not another song like that, so that's kind of how that starts. Or you get an idea of, that's why songs are so unique. The best songs are always when you feel something and a line comes out you just naturally. That's when you know something's good. And when you do that, then you can, if you get an idea for a lyric, then you can wrap a melody around it. So it works either way.
That's the thing, because Ed Sheeran's in court today. I can't remember what the song is. They reckon that he's plagiarised or he's used. Apparently, it's like a 3-second snippet or something, or a 5-second snippet from a famous old song that he's apparently put into his song. It must be so difficult writing songs and melodies, as you say, without someone trying to jump on the back of you saying that, oh, that's my beat, that's my song, or it's how do you go right? So songs. I think it's a song from the 70s.
So basically, there's another one, Dua Lipa's song "Levitating." That's just been hit massively by a reggae band from the 90s or the late 2000s, the early 2000s. So she's going to have to pay all the royalties or a royalty to that band. But there's, to put it into context, there's round about between 60 and 80,000 songs released every week. And what there's X amount of chords, and the sweet spot for pop songs is anything from 90 BPM to 120. So it's very diluted, and to get something unique is very tough. We were Happy Place. We had so basically there's a guy in America called Dr. Ferrara, who's a musicologist, and there's a guy over here called Peter Oxendale. So they're the two leading musicologists in the world, and we ran everything through them for Happy Place, because it's such a special song to make sure. We had to edit a couple of wee bits, to take anything, avoid sending it out away, and just to get it cleared. But everybody has to go through that. All the pop acts, all the massive pop acts will go through that. I mean, Ed Sheeran's been, I think he's been hit a couple of times with some of the stuff that he's done. But yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, it must be so difficult,
man. Especially see if it's actually like you've never heard of that song before. It's just coincidence, but all of a sudden that impacts your ability to release that song. That's ridiculous.
But that's the whole thing. It's if you go back, I mean, Noel Gallagher said that it was the Picasso thing. It was great artists steal. A poor artist copy, great artist steal. And I think that's it just depends. I mean, you can get influenced. I mean, there was the big thing with Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams.
Yeah.
There was the Marvin Gaye song.
Right.
You would have no idea this song is it's got, I guess, Robin Thicke went on YouTube on an interview and says we were listening to Marvin Gaye in the studio. I can't remember the name of the song, but he said to get a good vibe, and then Marvin Gaye's estate sued them for stealing the essence and the vibe, and they won millions of dollars.
Madness, man.
Blood Lines. So this thing happens all the time, and I guess the bigger you get, there's more chance of people pulling you. But what you do is, if you're smart about it, you'll get a musicologist to look over it. And if the top musicologists in the world look over your song and clear it, then another act or artist can't use the same musicologist to challenge you. So they're going to get someone who's worse, so that's how you would get the best guys on the case to clear everything so nobody could counteract you.
It's amazing that the undercurrent of that, because there probably is people just sitting there waiting to jump on it. I said they've always got these ambulance chasing lawyers. It said that they're probably sitting there trying to go through stuff like that to sue you for money.
Oh, especially in America, it's fair game for anything over there. They'll go for you for anything.
Oh man, that's crazy. So again, looking at obviously the production side of things, your music videos are, you've got some great music videos. Like, I can't remember the name of the song, but there's one with like astronauts that land on like an island somewhere.
Yeah, that was in. We went to. I don't know. So you've probably not got a 5-hour podcast here, but I could tell you a story about that. It was absolutely. We went to Iceland for that video.
Right. Okay.
That was. We got our first big budget. It was hardly any cash, but we got a bit of budget to go to Iceland, right? So the director was a good friend. There's other videos. There's Happy Place, did Dead Men, did the majority of the videos. And we worked for him for years, and we promised him we would get him a big budget. We finally got my big budget for Happy Place, but the Dead Men video you're talking about went to Iceland. So he said, let's go, because we wanted the whole album was basically opposite, so black and white, sort of the yin yang thing. So we wanted to go to Iceland for the glaciers and the ice and the black volcanic ash. So he had planned it all out, got all these spacesuits made, handmade, all the rest of it, all good, fantastic. We showed us this big storyboard. Oh, man, this is big budget. This is going to be absolute class. So we're driving my dad was driving us to the airport, me and Alan says to me, he takes a phone call from the director, Stuart, and he's like, what do you mean? And I'm having a laugh with my dad. He's like, right, I'll see you at the airport, put his phone. I said, what's up with that Stuart? He says he's not going to Iceland. I said, what do you mean? He says he's not feeling well. I said, he'll be fine. So we get to the airport, and the director goes, guys, I can't go, I'm so ill. And I went, what are you talking about? He says, I can't go. I says, we've just got you all this money and we've planned it all, and the whole storyboard, the vision's in your head. He said, I can't go. I'm really sorry. So I'm in the middle of Glasgow airport, right? I'm a dead plastic guy. I'm screaming at this guy. And there's 2 actors for this video. There's a visual effects guy and there's an assistant director coming with us. And they're looking at me going, this guy's an asshole. I am screaming at him. I don't give up. I'm screaming at him. So I was like, just get out my sight, just go. And I was like to everybody, listen, guys. Anyway, the director went, listen, it's fine. I've got it all sorted. Alex, the assistant director, he's been to film school. He's got all the storyboards. He's got all the notes. So I said, just get out my sight. So I'm introducing myself, right, to the crew and the actors. I was like, listen, I'm really not like this. I'm sorry. I'm just a bit under pressure getting this music video done, but we'll be fine. Anyway, we get on the plane. I sit next to Alan. Now me and Alan do this kind of stuff all the time. It's just winging it, right? And I sit there on the plane with Alan and I go, I don't know if we can pull this off. And Alan's like, I don't know. So we touched down in Iceland, Reykjavik. Here we go, boom. And I get on the plane. I go off the plane and I grab the assistant director, Big Alex. I says, Alex, mate, I'm really sorry for all that commotion here. I says, but Stuart tells me you've got a film degree. He says, film degree? I'm a wedding photographer. And I went, I couldn't believe it. So then I get to the carousel, and we've got these 2 big, massive crates of special effects, and we've got astronaut costumes. They're smashed to bits, right?
Oh, no.
They're all over the place. Oh. So Alan starts going off at Air Iceland about Icelandic Air, about all the stuff going everywhere. So we're putting all the stuff in these crates. I'm alright, let's just go. We travel all the way to it's called Hof, 3-mile journey to this glacier, and we get to this hotel. And the guy Johan, who's doing all the visual effects, now we get to basically we have to be up at 7 in the morning, so we have a bit of dinner. Up at 7, I chat. Alex and Johan, the assistant director and the special effects guy, are in the same room. I chat. I don't want to get them up. Open the door. The windows are wide open. It's freezing, right? Alex has got a How to Fly a Drone for Dummies book, right? Sleeping on it, right? Because he's never flown a drone before, right? He's flying a drone. And the guy Johan is out in the balcony spray painting these homemade spacesuits, and the place is stinking of spray paint. I'm going, what's happened? He said, mate, don't worry, it's all right, so it's going to be fixed. So now we've realised why Stuart, the director, said he's not going. We've paid all this money to get handmade bespoke spacesuits, and the guy's not made them in time. So no. Stuart's bailed. And we're like, fuck, so we're like, I don't know, this couldn't go any worse. So then so I get on the, I've got these tight leather trousers on, I'm in rock mode, right? So then we get to this glacier. We pull up, and I'm looking at this glacier, and I get out, I've got my big platforms on, my leather trousers, and this big bus comes up, and all these climbers come out with their hats and the pickaxes, and he goes, "Hey mate, where are you going?" I says, "Up the glacier." He said, "You're not going dressed like that." I says, "I am." We're lifting all this drum kit and mic stand that up this fucking glacier. And then Big Alex is trying to work this drone, man. Unbelievable, man. It's the drone's flying everywhere. And then we need to start filming, because it's going to get dark. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I don't know how we did it. We managed to get all these wee bits and bobs. We were going through the storyboards on our phones, the wee thing. We're just making it work. And I'm sitting behind Alex. He's filming it. I'm going, get this angle, get that angle. So we managed to do it. And then there's one final scene. I don't know if you saw it. It was there's a scene where it's like an airplane that's been abandoned. This beach, it's absolutely cracking. It's this vintage airplane that's smashed in the beach. It's been left there, but it's 4 miles for the car park for the road. You need to travel 4 miles, right? So Alan's got a great idea, because he knew there was going to be a bit of a journey to get to the car park, to the plane crash. Alan's got bikes for the 2 actors, right? So he showed up, and I was like, it's getting dark. We've got like literally an hour to shoot this and to run 4 miles. So Alex, the assistant director, he gets on the bike. The actress, she gets on the bike, and they start pedaling towards this plane crash in this path. Big Alex is going over this bumpy road. I says, Alex, and there's this path, but see the sides, it's all smooth, but there's this big path. I says, Alex, you're bumping everywhere on these rocks. Go on that smooth bit. He's on the smooth bit, man. Stuck it. It was quicksand. Wheel inches. Right over the handlebars, man. He gets right over the handlebars, hits a rock, he's bleeding and all the rest of it. He said, we're not having a good time. So we travel all the way down. I'm sweating, man. This cycle, and we get to this plane crash, right? And it's tourists everywhere, right? There's tourists, right? And it's getting dark. And I was like, right, fuck it. I says, everybody, you have to move out the way. We're shooting a Maroon 5 video, and we need 20 minutes to film this scene. Otherwise, long as it's Maroon 5, I says, Adam Levine is coming down just now. We need to prepare the way. So everybody just backs off, and we start shooting all this stuff, right? We start shooting it, and I was like, I ain't fuck, get it all done. We get it all filmed, right? And like, great. And all of a sudden, it just turns pitch black. You've got the black sand, and it's just black, and then the heavens open, right? So we've got a 4 mile trek back to the thingy, and I'm like, fucking hell. So we're just happy when we got this stuff. Alan's got to take these bikes to this guy. I don't know who's hired him for it. Up in Reykjavik. He's like, I need one, man. This boy's phoning me for his bike back. He's got his paper on the morning. He scoots away in the motor. I've got the actors. We're just relieved and all the rest of it. Everyone's good. Get everybody in. Driving back to Reykjavik on these windy roads. I see police cars, fucking big flashing lights up ahead. I was just going on, driving by, getting closer. I says, that's Alan's motor. Like, you're joking. He's bent fucking whizzed by, caught by the fuss. They've hit me a €500 fine.
What?
Right? Because he was going so fast. Unbelievable, man, right? So you see me right. and it's about, he managed to talk him to pay actually half price. He got 250. He said, no, the guy said to him, you can pay 250 now, or you pay 500 if you don't try and get away. He says, Iceland government always get their money. I was like, right, here you go, big man. So we got back to the airport, had a laugh with everybody, flew over, and then Stuart, the director, was there to meet us. He said, listen, let's go to Glencoe for a day, and we'll finish with the mountains and all that. We'll finish. So we went up. The actress stayed another day. We went to Glencoe for the day, and we filmed the rest of it. And after it, I thought, Jesus, we've done it. But and with the record label and the managers, my manager's phone was, how's it going? I was like, man, this is a fucking beauty ever.
It's a doddle.
But the video turned out great. But that's the thing why you sometimes, Stuart is a bit eccentric and he's a bit mental. But the reason why we keep using him is because he comes out with videos that are just breathtaking. They really are. So,
I tell you what, man, they should have Hugh Jackman starring in a new movie, which is the making
of that video.
100%.
That's fucking epic, man.
Oh, I mean, everything we do is there's a story where something majorly has went wrong. There's no doubt about it.
But how did you put about Maroon 5 and Adam Levine?
I don't know, man. I don't actually know. It's like, see that, you ever seen that film Old School? Where obviously has some takes over his body. That's how it felt.
Will Ferrell's in the debate scene.
That was it. You've got to go with your instinct, because it's time and money, and you're there to get something done. And I remember this actress who starred in the video, Stephanie. She's fantastic. What an actress she was. But I remember when she was shooting her scene. Now the camera we use it's like a normal Canon camera, but it's like HD. It's brilliant. But she's thinking she's going to get a big. There's assistant directors, there's producers and all the rest that running about. She's like, "Where's the camera?" And I was like, "I sit there," and it's just this wee thing. And then her suit kept falling apart as well during it, and she had amazing patience. And I'm so glad that she I thought she was going to walk off at one point, because it was just a disaster. But it makes it more special when you watch it back and go, "Oh man, we're proud of that. That's brilliant."
I must look at the video and then think back to how you made it, but that doesn't look like how it felt.
Oh, and 100%. I mean, if you even look at back, there's some bits that the actress went down. If you watch the Dead Men video, the actress went back down to London, and Stuart had to get another couple of bits. He actually filmed himself, so it's him. He's a he instead of a she. He's filming himself to get extra wee bits in the scene, but you would never know. So, as it's something that we're proud of, because it does look pretty epic and spectacular. But it was a lot of mayhem that went on making it.
Do you guys get much involvement in the creative side of the videos then, or is that just all down to the director's kind of vision?
We'll tell Stuart what we want. So, we told Stuart the idea for the first album was yin and yang, the black and white, the opposites kind of idea. And he said, it was like angels and demons, but the angels are spacemen and the demons are these skull type creature things. And that was just an idea. And then he came up with that. In terms of the Happy Place video, the whole creative brief for that was we felt like we were going through an emotional war, so we wanted to be war themed, like vintage war. And then you just give the idea to him, and he comes up with a storyboard. So you give him an idea what you want to do, and then he makes the magic happen, so to speak.
That's cool. It's cool how you kind of see that process.
Well, it's a painstaking process, to say the least. But no, it's good, and I think it's only when you come out the other end. I mean, even with the Happy Place video, as I said, every time we do something, there's a problem. And there's this scene in the Happy Place video where me and Alan are. It's the Dumyat. It's up the hill, Ochil Hills in Stirling, where the Wallace Monument is, and we're all there. And Stuart can't fly this drone. he's down at Alva or Alva, whatever, I don't know where he was, and we're trying to communicate when this drone was. I've hurt my ankle, right, playing football, and it's never healed. So we're trying to find this spot where he wants us to go, and we're scaling this big crevice up here, right, and my ankle goes, and I swear to God, I almost died. I fell off, and Alan grabs my ankle. And he's like, fuck's sake, you old dick. You can't die. He says, I need this band, man, to pay my mortgage. I was like, I'm not doing this again, man. I've had enough. I thought we were hitting the big time signing with Atlantic Records. All these things happen all the time, man. Brilliant.
Next video's a cartoon then.
That's what we did, the Angel video.
Right.
And I said, no, it's an animated video in the studio, but just walk for 2 minutes, sing the song, let the guy animate it. I'm taking a break. So that was the idea with that.
Oh, it's brilliant. So
I'm sure if you need any extras for the next one, you've got 3 willing volunteers.
I've got dodgy ankles as well, so I'm not climbing anything.
Hold on a minute. Careful what we're signing up for there. We wouldn't last 2 minutes brass necking it. We'd end up blowing the budget.
You'd be surprised. That's what happened. We thought the same. But I think that's what people like as well. It's just, that the brass neck. The whole, we can do it. We'll fucking no bother. No bother at all.
How hard is it anyway?
Aye, and it was the one thing that our old man used to say: is just keep going. You'll always find a way. And we just take that to heart with anything we do, because it always manages to come good. So that's it. Just keep the head doing, keep working. It'll come good.
Absolutely.
We should get the Maroon 5 card in your back pocket.
That's it.
Got all that sorted just in case. The one-liners.
Yeah, that's it. So, what is the future then? Where you going from here?
Well, we went to America to show them the album, so it's all good. But we're talking to them about the process and that. Hoping to make it over the next few months. We're on tour in a couple of weeks. We're going round Scotland and the rest of England, and then we had some European dates, but we're staying back to the summer because Germany's still shut with COVID. So we'll be touring around the summer, and we've got festivals. We're playing Transmit, in Glasgow. We're playing Pint Pop in the Netherlands and another big festival in the Czech Republic. So, and we'll probably add some more dates to that. So I guess we're going to release more music maybe May time, and then just tour, and then hopefully get an album out by the end of the year, and just getting more money to make some videos. More money off record labels to see how big and daft you can go.
It's SWG3 you're playing, isn't it?
SWG3, aye.
Sold out as well.
Sold out, aye, that's sold out. So I'll shut these out with guest list, no bother. Just give us a shout.
There we go.
Yeah, that'll be sorted.
That's the thing as well. It's like, so we've been working with DF Concerts for years, because with the old band, it was like we'd book a date and we'd be like, right, geez 400 tickets, like print them off and we'll go and fucking shift them. That's what you used to do. It was all chatting doors and get your mates and getting all the money together, and it was honestly, it was a pain in the ass. I hated doing it. But the good thing is with Saint Phnx is it's like you put a show on, it's all online and it sells out, and you don't have to bother, which is really good. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
So it's sold out a month ago, which is good. So the next goal would be to hopefully book the Barras. That's the bucket list gig. And
class. How do the venues get picked then when you're setting up a tour?
We've got an agent, so the agent will just put a route together and see what venues capacity-wise works for us at certain dates. And it's just a juggling act to see, on a jigsaw piece to see what fits. So it just that way. But in terms of Scotland, for hometown shows, we'll say we want to play this, and this is the next step for us. So the Barras would probably hopefully be the next one.
That'd be class. That'd be
Barras is a great venue.
Oh, definitely. Seen some good gigs in there. I think as well, like for bands like yourselves that have done it from, as you said, going out and selling your own tickets. I remember when, say, like X Factor and all these kind of shows came out, these people went from singing in their shower to singing on a big stage and tours and everything like, and then they just disappeared 6 months later, because I don't think they actually understand that grind of what you're doing. You know, he said, like, we talked about Ed Sheeran earlier. I remember hearing a story that he had to went on a train for 6 hours, played a gig with the train ticket cost him 60 quid. He got paid 50 quid for the gig, and then had to sleep in the train station at that night because he missed the train home. You know, that they just don't see that process of what you have to go through.
It's people, and it's not the, I guess, fans or the public's fault, because they also don't know the ins and outs and the numbers and stuff. But you don't really make money at all on live until you get to a certain level. For instance, we went around America with Lewis Capaldi, probably 2,000, 3,000 cap shows, and we were getting $500 a show. Now that's actually a decent rate for a support bank. You don't get a lot of money, but that $500, you need to take off 30%. You need to pay a booking agent who gets a clip. You need to pay the state tax on that. We need to pay John, the guitarist. We need to pay Greg, our front of house engineer. We have to pay for flights. We have to pay for visas. We have to pay for accommodation, petrol, car. So
Fuck hell.
I'm not to tell you that it costs a lot of money. You're running on red, and that's why you try and sign record deals, because record deals will give you a marketing budget to market a record or market a band, and the best way to market someone is getting in front of people. So rather than Facebook ads or billboards or that, they would rather spend the money putting you on tour because you're in front of people, and then you can basically do your audition and grab them as a fan, and that's. That's what we did when we did with Lewis Capaldi. The label that we were with at the time funded that, and with the Youngblood, which was great, because you can't do it on your own, and people don't realise we were the Youngblood tour when we did All America. We were on his tour bus, so that was.
He looks a bit crazy, that guy.
I was a couple of reservations about it, because I've got two kids, and I was thinking he looks mental. He looks like he's off the rails, and I don't want to be. And he's asked me to go on the tour bus. So initially, it was like, "Listen, we'll just drive." And my man was like, "What do you mean, we'll just drive? It's across America. Get on the tour bus." I was like, "I don't want to be phoning home when the missus is get two kids screaming back home, and I'm on a tour bus with hookers everywhere and cocaine and that." So that'll last 5 minutes.
That's an awkward FaceTime.
It is an awkward FaceTime, 100%. But we had a mutual friend who'd been on tour. I said, "What's he like?" He said, "Listen, he's teetotal. He's mad, but he's brilliant.
What?
He doesn't do that kind of crazy stuff." And then we went on tour with him, and he's the nicest guy you could meet. He's so energetic, so full of creative, energy, and he's the nicest guy you could meet. And we became really good friends with him, and we became really good friends with all his crew. But that tour, we had best time of our life. We were traveling all over America, and the tour bus. Playing sold out shows, and we managed to grab a fan base because of our music. His fans loved their music, so that was an experience. And then we come back from there, and then we get asked to go on Lewis Capaldi's tour. So we're across America. So we're like, "Right, can we get your tour bus, Lewis?" He says, "Nah, it's fully booked." I was like, so I had to totally. So we had to. The next tour we had to do was there was 4 guys in a Vauxhall Safira, traveling all like we started in Houston or Dallas, and then we went all over to San Diego. So the bottom left hand side and then we travelled all the way up, and we ended up in like Montreal, Canada, and then Boston. And so we went, and so you're travelling for 8 hours. You get out, you do a show, you sell merch, pack up your car, you drive 4 hours during the night, you wake up, you go to your bed, maybe 3 in the morning, you're up at 7, 8, and then you're going to the next venue. So that was a bit of a slog, but compared to the luxury of the tour bus. But it was brilliant, man. It was really, really, traveling America with your brother playing your music. It's pinch me stuff. It really is.
That's
the dream. Be awesome.
It's the dream.
It's fun. I mean, some of the stuff you see, it's surreal. I mean, you're jumping about. Alan, we're playing Brooklyn Steel, a big venue in New York. Brilliant laugh. Show's going down great. There's a bit of the show, we do a song called Shake, where we swap over. So Alan will sing, or he'll go down to the crowd and I'll play the drums. So I'm playing the drums. Alan's dived off stage. Boom. Right? He's getting all the crowd. He's jumped back on stage, play the rest of the gig. So I don't know, see him, I talked to him during the gig. I don't know that he's twisted his ankle. I've no idea of this when he jumped down. Because as soon as we finish, I go straight to the merch stand. I sell all the t-shirts. That's how we fund some stuff.
Right.
So I'm selling t-shirts, boom, boom, boom. Then we get the call. Lewis Capaldi's going to go to stage. Right, merch finished. I go back to the backstage. Walk in the dressing room. Alan's sparked out on a couch. And Niall Horan for One Direction. He's got this big ice bucket. He's got on. I said, what's going on? And then Niall Horan's like, your brother, he fell off stage and he's twisted his ankle, stupid bastard. So I've told him I've got ice for him. And that's Niall Horan for One Direction. And I know. You just put an ice in my ankle. This is so bizarre. And then we went to like LA with Youngblood, and then it was an after show party and we're upstairs. And Machine Gun Kelly's there and Travis Barker for Blink-182. And this is the bizarrest thing. There was folk, but that was all right folk. And Danny Ings for Southampton, he was there with Aston Villa, sorry, and Kyle Faulkner for The View. They were together. With Machine Gun Kelly and Travis Barker. It was mental. But I was thinking, this is brilliant. And Alan comes up with 4 beers. He's like, here you go, lads, free bar. I said, is it a free bar? He says, oh, fucking this. He's like, drink that, man, point soup. And I'm going up, listen, let's get some shots up to the bar. 4 tequilas, big man, there you go. Thanks, man, that's $120. I said, I thought it was a free bar. He's like, no, it's not a free bar. And I said, what? He just thought it was a free bar. $120 for fucking 4 tequilas, man. Can you believe it? So I lucky I sell a couple of t-shirts that night, but the whole experience, man, and the whole time we had was great. And the missus is phoning me, how is it? And the kids are screaming in the back. I said, oh, it's terrible, darling. It's absolutely it's rubbish. But I'm very, very grateful for it, man. Very, very grateful.
Sounds class.
Aye, that does. What an experience so far, and plenty more to come, I'm sure. That's brilliant. I still can't get over Hugh Jackman getting called Shuggie Jackman.
Shuggie Jackman.
That's
Shuggie J. I know. It's just we managed to. I don't know, man. We just managed to run to people and some type of time. It's fun, and that's what I said to Alan this morning. The thing is as well, like your social media aspect of things. I it might not seem it, but I really don't like doing social media. I hate getting my picture taken. I hate doing all that stuff. I was like, I'm just not got time for it, but it's part of the job. And my manager was saying, you need to go on TikTok. And I was like, I am not going anywhere near TikTok. You can shove it way up your arse. And he says, listen, you need to go on TikTok. So we started doing TikTok, started doing covers, fucking 2 views. I said, see, what all the shite. He says just keep doing it. So then I start seeing all these Scottish videos, like Scottish TikTok's a big thing. So I started doing Scottish stuff on it now. Boom, viral. So we've been on it for about a year and we're like 300,000 followers, right?
Crazy.
And it's all for people loving all this Scottish stuff. But then it opens your mind and opens your eyes like, man, this is a big world out there and there's lots of fans out there that you can grab just using your platforms to get folk in. And I think that's what's kind of helped us with Happy Place and get up a level there. It's just by using all that I guess that what's in front of you to get as big as you can, because let's be honest, all these other artists, that's what they do. They just use all this to show up, and it's showing your personality that people kind of jump onto.
No, class. Well, listen, what we'll do, we'll give you a wee break before just touching the personal side of things. We'll come back to you in a minute with the speed round. But
no bother.
Jump on to Heroes and Zeros. So this is we're doing a wee bit of charity stuff for the last couple of months. So this is the mighty return of Heroes and Zeros. It's been a while. So we're each going to take a turn to nominate our hero of the week and then our zero of the week, and down to you to be judge, jury, executioner who's going to win it. So,
right.
Do you have a preference? Do we want to go first? Do we want to go heroes or zeros?
Oh, I go for zeros, man. Let's keep it. Aye.
Right, okay. Well, we'll jump to, in fact, Gem, will you go first? Lead us off, mate. Who's your zero?
Okay. I did have something else picked out from a bit of Googling, bit of research, but my zero is actually, as of about 4 o'clock this afternoon, me.
Okay,
So-
you win.
I dropped the kids off at my folks at lunchtime, and I was going back down to pick them up this afternoon, and reversing out the driveway, and we're in like the corner house at a cul-de-sac, and I'd seen my neighbour had parked his car outside on the street, and pretty obvious it's there. Normally swing quite wide coming out the driveway anyway. For some reason today got distracted between the sun and blah blah, is scooting back, and then just the car just went boom.
Nice.
I was like,
Fine.
what the fuck? And I was like, in fairness, at first I thought I'd hit like something or someone. I was like, oh fuck. I turned around, I just reversed straight into a stationary parked car.
Wow.
Oh,
So yeah, my zero of the week is just me for being an absolute moron and doing that.
yeah, top of the list so far.
Well, I don't know if I can beat that, to be honest, but I'll go for it. My zero is going to be the New Zealand state authorities, mainly the people that are running their parliament building. So there's protests in New Zealand just now because of mandatory COVID vaccinations. So people are protesting outside the parliament building. So in order to disperse the protesters, they've been playing songs on the tannoys. So they had Barry Manilow's greatest hits, and then they put the Macarena on repeat for about 4 hours to try and get people to do it. And the funny side of it was that James Blunt tweeted the Parliament on Twitter, or tweeted on Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and said, "Oh, if you're struggling for any songs, feel free to use mine." So the New Zealand replied to him and said, "Thanks very much," and started playing what was his song again? You're beautiful. And they started playing that on repeat. So
Oh Jesus!
So I was like,
I'm not sure if there's zeros or heroes for that.
I know.
I was laughing reading it, but I was like, that's how to disperse a crowd, by just playing Barry Manilow songs and look at I could just imagine the Macarena going on for like 4 hours.
These people are tone deaf that kind of do that thing. They just don't understand. They don't read the room or whatever at all. So shocking.
Yeah. So they can be my zeros for the week.
Okay, well, I will go, and thing is, Steve, I get into like a wee strop about certain things from time to time.
Jesus
Christ. The thing that's getting me at the moment is it's not one person, it's not an individual, it's not someone with a name, it's loads of people. Any adult that's putting their fucking Wordle score on Facebook is my absolute...
Hold on, I need to go log on.
Tell me you're joking.
Thanks, mate.
Tell me you're joking.
So Stevie's the zero of the
I'm
week.
just casual myself, man. Fucking hell.
Honestly, I don't know why I find it so hard. I see it every day, and it just. Do you ever get these things that just winds you right up? Man, I'm just sitting there furious. I'm like, why? I don't know. Is that tell me you don't do it and you're joking?
No, I don't do it. I think that well, I don't do it. I did do it, but I don't do it anymore. But no,
as of a minute ago.
no, I tell you what, I have put my Wordle score on once on Twitter because I saw people doing it. Then I slowly realised, like I saw people doing it. I thought, what's Wordle? I just didn't know what it was, and then I found out what it was, and I did it, and I was like, oh, I better share it. And then I came to terms with, why am I sharing it? This is just daft. And then I seen all these memes like, nobody gives a fuck about your Wordle. So it's the guy on Instagram who holds the guy with the sign is called. Got the sign. He says no one gives a fuck about your Wordle score. It's the same thing when you go on Facebook and mums will put pictures of their kids' first day at school. It's like, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah,
that's so bad. That's so bad you said it. But no, I'm just telling the truth. But I get that.
I think see if you put it up once, that's fine. See people that have done it for 2 months solid every day. It's like, oh shit, hold on, I brush my teeth, I wipe my arse, I better go and put my Wordle score. It's like it's the same as people that used to do Farmville. Like adults that are doing Farmville. So
that as well.
You should stop talking about it before you burst a blood vessel there, mate.
Sorry. Okay, so there's your three options.
I have to give it to the Wordle thing. I'm going to give it to the Wordle thing, right? Definitely. Yeah. That's when you actually sit back and look at that, it's wrong. People they call them wrongins. He's a wrongin doing that. So we'll get.
See, this is kind of passive aggressive therapy for me as well, because there's so many people I've wanted to say to their face that I've shat it. So this is my way of getting it out there into the public domain. So I feel better immediately. So
good.
Thanks for that.
Good.
So your blood pressure gone down a bit now.
A little bit, aye.
Good.
Right, so onto the good bit, onto the heroes. So Ali, I'll go to you first, mate. Who's your hero of the week?
So it is Great Britain Paralympian Neil Simpson. He won Britain's first gold at the Paralympics this year. So he is partially sighted, and he won gold doing, it's called the Super G. So it's like a slalom event where you go down, it's roughly about 600 meters long, I think it is. And he got down this slalom in about 9 seconds, I think it is. For someone that's partially sighted, going 600 meters in about 9 seconds is pretty rapid. Maybe 400 meters, I don't know.
Also sounds like he was maybe out of control to get down that fast.
Yeah, that's it. Didn't know where he was going, so just woof.
A plane, aye.
But his brother is his guide. But the reason that they actually get Hero of the Week is this is their first season doing the Super G event. So in his first season, not only has he made the British Olympic team, he's actually gone and won gold at the Paralympics. So he is to be the Hero of the Week for me.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a good one. Gemma, what about you, mate?
So I've got a guy called Matt Back from Illinois over in the States. So his daughter, who's now 4-year-old, was born with a congenital heart defect and had to get like 3 open heart surgeries before she was even 1 year old. And so basically, apparently when she was kind of getting, so like I was saying, she's now 4, when she was getting a bit older, she was asking about the scars. And they started calling the scar the zipper because they use basically the same spot to open up every time they do the surgeries. And apparently she was getting a bit kind of self-conscious about it. So her dad went and got a tattoo of the scar in the same place on his chest so that she would feel kind of, because he told her that he wanted to be special like her and make her feel less, I guess, self-conscious about it. So I thought that was just a really cool thing for the dad to kind of step up and do that for his daughter.
Fair play.
That's one of the heartstrings there, Gemmell. He's not really doing half measures there.
I thought we were going down the lighter hearted route, and there's Gemmell just pulling out the mental one. Right, well, I'm going to go I was watching the UFC the other night, and there's a young fighter called Bryce Mitchell, who he just beat Edson Barbosa, who's a total legend in the fighting game. He's a young guy. But this was his first major win, so his fight purse was 90 grand that he won for the fight. and straight away in the ring, he announced he's giving half it away to sick kids back home in Arkansas.
So that was amazing.
That's pretty cool. Like that.
And on the back of that, Dana White's now said he'll pay 45 grand towards it as well for kids that have got nothing really and that are ill. So he was my hero. I thought just for a young guy, when you get the Conor McGregor swaggers and all that, just to come out and be like, half my money, half my purse, away you go, give it to good people that need it. So he was my hero.
Fair enough.
Tricky one there.
It's a tricky one. It's good. I was, I've got to say, Paralympian was, and the guy giving the money to kids was good, but I think the game was coming in there and like, take that, you bastards, man.
Yeah, that's it. It's that.
I'm a sucker for that, man. All that kind of thing. Trying to make your kids feel better and for what that wee kids went through. I've got to give it for that, 100%.
Absolutely.
I think that was well earned, Gable. You put a lot of into that, mate. So, aye, okay.
Just send me the link to that story there so I can validate it. It sounds like something that's just been cooked up there.
No.
I know exactly where you got that story from as well. That's that wee secret website, the wee Good News Network, isn't it?
No, it was from theweek.com.
Oh, aye. Right, well, I was wrong. Okay. So one each.
Send it to me. You could
There we go. See, genuine story. Not just made it up.
We have to verify with Gemmell sometimes because he used one of the zeros as Richard the First or something. He went back to.
No, that was a zero. That was for his war hammer claw thing.
Hundreds of years ago. Anyway,
it was a slow news week, all right.
Nobody's safe when Gemmell's about. If you're dead or whatever, you're still getting it.
Ali used Mother Earth one week.
Oh, that was validated, to be fair.
Right,
that was sketchy.
Spotlight back on to Stevie. To wrap things up, we'll go into our speed round. So again, over to you, mate. Run the show.
Right then, who's going to count me in?
Ali.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Favourite drink? Alcohol or otherwise?
Alcohol. I love a pint of Strongbow.
Strizer, man. Okay. Woman crush?
I don't know why. I just went total Alan Partridge, Jet for Gladiators.
What?
Love it. Absolutely love it.
That's been burning for a long time.
Secret's it.
Oh my god.
Man crush?
Man crush. Johnny Knoxville.
Okay. I thought it was going to be old Shuggie J, but there you go.
It was going to be, but I've talked to him too much. He's going to get too big.
Favourite movie?
Favourite movie would be American Beauty or The Revenant.
Okay. Who'd play you in a movie of your life?
Thank God Alan's not here, man, because he would be saying Mr. Bean. That's what he does all the time. I don't know, that guy, see that guy, is it Mark Rubio? No, who's not Mark Rubio? Who's the guy that plays the Hulk?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Most famous person in your phone contacts?
I'm going to say, I'm not going to name drop, but my favourite is probably Alan McCoist. I'll say Alan McCoist.
Coisty. Bit of a legend.
Coisty.
Who'd be your ultimate music collaboration?
Ultimate music collaboration. If he was still alive, Freddie Mercury, probably. Or David Bowie. Did they alive? Is it
Dead or alive, aye?
I'd say Freddie Mercury would be class.
Yeah, a bit class one. Dream gig venue?
There's a place in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, called the Van Buren.
Okay.
It's an old car showroom, but it's been done up, and it's amazing. They bring in a truck with a wood-fired oven for pizzas. It's got its own tap and your beer tap in the dressing room. The state-of-the-art speakers, and it's brilliant. That's a great show.
I'll be honest, you had us at pizza.
Mate, a beer tap. Unbelievable.
That sounds class. Alternative career.
I was a graphic designer. If I could do anything else, what was it? If I could do anything else,
if you could do anything else, what would you have done?
Footballer, 100%. Love to be a footballer.
Nice. And last but not least, if you owned a bar, what would you call
it? Steve-O's. That's boring as fuck. I don't know. The Red Lion. I don't know.
How many Union Jacks would you put outside it?
Exactly. But I don't actually. I don't know. They're good questions, man. They're not speedrun, but I'm fucking slow as fuck. Try to think.
There we go. That's us hit the 10. 10 out of 10. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Oh, nice one.
Well done.
Oh.
That's like Ali McCoist is the most famous. I've got his pal Brian. He's in my phone book. So that's
Pal Brian. Ali was. I tell you a story about Alan. Like just through Instagram. He started following us and started liking all our stuff. This is before Happy Place actually, or anything like that, and just messaging on Instagram, and he's my Rangers hero. And then when my dad was in hospital and he was really unwell, we tried to G him up, try to think of something to get his spirits up, and I messaged Alan McCoist and said, "Listen, can you do me a favour? Can you do a wee video for my dad? He's in hospital, he's really unwell." And Alan McCoist said, "Here's my number, phone me." So speaking to him, he said, "No bother, I'll send you this back." And Alan McCoist did this video for my dad, just wishing him all the best and saying, "I hope you get to hospital and see the Rangers win the league and all the rest of it." He's just an absolute legend, man. I absolutely love him to bits. So for that reason, he's total idol. I mean, you get musicians and famous artists. I've got to know a couple, but for me, Alan McCoist, man, brilliant.
Yeah, he's a man of the people, though. You know, he says he's a good Glasgow man, and you know,
he's just. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's in Talk Sport, and any time he's on commentary, I mean, all the English fans love him.
Yeah,
they love him.
I think he's up for an award tonight. I was listening to Talk Sport this morning. He's up for one of the awards. He's on that breakfast show. He's got that one, and he's also up for Commentator of the Year as well.
Oh, he should get that. I mean,
you see, anytime he's commentating, you see like the reaction on social media is like
100%.
It is across, like, it's not just Scotland; it's across the whole of UK. Just everybody loves him.
Yeah,
he's a national treasure. He is a national treasure. 100%.
Just a shame he inflicted so much pain on the three of us in our younger days.
Yeah.
Are you Celtic fans?
Unfortunately, yeah. Well, unfortunately.
Oh, already.
We thought we'd wait till the end to reveal that, so you could just hang up on us.
That's all right.
No, it's fine. We've been doing a fair bit of flirting with Coisty because we're trying to keep. We had Emma Dodds has been on twice. So
I know Emma really well. She's brilliant.
Emma's class.
She's always sharing your stuff.
We did. See, with the old band, we actually were pundits for Rangers TV, and Emma presented it. That must have been about 10 years ago. That's how I first met Emma,
right.
And then just kept in touch through through music. Always kept in touch, and she's a big supporter of Saint Phnx. Brilliant.
She's a good lass. A couple of times, but. No, cool, brilliant. Listen, last question we've got for you before we wrap up. We're kind of putting together a Back Bar podcast playlist on Spotify. So all of our guests have kindly kind of nominated their go-to song, whether it be just for a night out, for chilling out, whatever. So other than your own music, is there anything that you'd want us to shove on for you?
I always go for, right now, I don't know what I like Royal Blood. If I'm getting up for something, I always go to Royal Blood's new album. So probably Oblivion or I'll go for Oblivion. I like that song just now. It gets you going. Royal Blood, Oblivion.
That's good. Nice. We'll get that added in. We've got a few crackers in there. I think Tam Cowan took the biscuit though with he put a Ken Dodd song on.
Ken Dodd, Happiness.
Aye, that was
it. Happiness. It says happiness. Aye. What am I? Got to keep it going with the humour.
That's it.
Tam's song choice is a bit of an outlier amongst the rest of the minute.
But a bit of the kill the vibe in that playlist.
It was going so well until he came out with that. I was like, right, was there anything else? Something was no Ken Dog.
You can tell a lot by a man with the music he listens to.
Definitely.
We're actually going to have a look into what else we've got now. But yeah, listen, thank you so much, mate. It was brilliant to have you on.
Yeah, it's been class.
Yeah, so a really busy time for you coming up. So best of luck with the tour, with the album, with everything that's coming up. Yeah, exciting times, man. Hopefully you're not too happy come the end of the season.
I don't know how. First half on Saturday, I thought we hadn't ever got to win this league. Not a fucking chance. I've been thinking that for a while, and then as I'm saying, we went to on the flight to New York. Aer Lingus, and I managed to get Wi-Fi. Connected up Rangers fucking halfway. I don't know how long it was through the fucking first half. 2-0. I was like, fucking beauty. Turbulence hits, fucking Wi-Fi dies, great. Turbulence fucking stops, great, boom. Try and get the fucking Wi-Fi going. 2 each. I was like, for fuck's sake. I just think that this team's probably at the end of its cycle. We didn't strengthen. There's been 3 or 4 big moments through the season where we kept put our foot down, and we didn't. And Celtic just kept winning, and Celtic got their act together. Don't get me wrong. I think it will go right down to the wire.
I'd say so. Absolutely.
Celtic have got a few losses in them. I tell you what, you'll never forget giving Borussia Dortmund a spanking in their own backyard as well. So that's home and away wins against them. That's
as
awesome.
we were losing to some Lord of the Rings character.
The whole thing is like you absolutely spank Borussia Dortmund, and then you can't get by. You can't get by fucking Dundee United, or you can't get by Motherwell. It's just so frustrating. It's like, the favourites to win the Europa League, and then you do that. So I mean, we've obviously got good players. I think the problem at the moment is the team is probably coming at the end of the cycle. We don't. It's Gerrard's players with Van Bronckhorst's tactical play and style of play, and it's just contradicting each other, the players and the management style. So we've just got to ride out the season, see what happens, and I think it could go either way, 100%.
Aye, both teams are going to drop more points before the end of the season. They've both been a bit wobbly lately.
Yes, for sure.
Another helicopter Sunday, maybe.
Yeah.
We'd love another helicopter. We'd love one of those. Those, I tell you, I know you guys haven't experienced that, but they're fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's a bitter pill to swallow when the helicopter flies over and waves to you. Like,
They're like, the helicopter's coming to us, and then all of a sudden the helicopter's like, fuck you.
And that was one of those. I tell you what, I think it's when you get a bit older. I don't know if I could stomach that, man. See the nerves, all that. I think it's when you're young, you're a bit more fearless and like don't give a fuck. But I think it would hurt more because you're a bit older now. So I hope it doesn't do that. I would hope it would just be maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But it's definitely going to go down the wire.
We'll wait and see. Tell you what, if you win the league, the beers are on us. A night out, we'll get you the beers for you, right?
Right. I'll give me a text and sort of guest list for the show, man. No bother.
Definitely, that sounds amazing.
Top man.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it all.
You'll regret that, mate. I'll be there.
No, not at all.
I'll sell your t-shirts for you, mate. I'll be there. I'll plug your
t-shirt. No bother at all.
There you go.
I'll wear the t-shirts, trust me.
That's it. You can get the right.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, you'll be all right. We've got Shuggie Jackman's going to be selling t-shirts. He's all right.
Yeah,
he's sorted.
I'll stay off the red wine so don't get too creepy. So, but yeah. But no, thanks, Stevie. Honestly, I appreciate it so much. Great to chat to you.
Yeah,
all right, guys, have a good day.
Cheers, Stevie. Thank you,
mate.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. What a guy.
A top
I'm in
lad.
love.
What a guy.
I am in the
I knew-
LOVE.
Every time.
You know, Ali, see, there was at one point he was talking and I could just see, you were literally
tongue
nodding
out.
and no one was asking a question. You were just sitting going, that's hilarious. Love Hearts has got a new poster as well.
I'm like Jim Carrey in The Mask. I'm just
No, that's it. That's class. They're going to go. They're on to big things, aren't they?
I think it's the way that they can just get things done. Like he's talking about the music video. You know, they
That
just
Iceland story was amazing.
I bet he's got
Absolutely
100 other
ridiculous.
stories as well. You could probably just sit there and just like, right, just talk to me. Just tell me everything.
Love
See,
the
as soon as
bit
he's talking about him wearing the platforms, all I could think was Aldo Snow from Getting
Oh, yeah.
Ready. That's all I had in my head, man.
It's turned up the glacier. Where are you going in those? I'm that glacier. Oh, don't think you're going there.
It's like, yes, I'm are. We'll see about that, pal.
Oh,
And then
that's
the brother sounds crazy as well, just like hiring bikes off people.
stealing bikes, people. No, I think that'll be that'll be good fun. I'm looking for. I hope he's not too happy come the end of the season, to be honest. But you know what? I wouldn't actually begrudge him being happy because he's a sound guy. That was fun. Really, really good fun. That the Red Lion though. That'll be the Red Lion pub or Stevie's.
Steve-O's would probably be better. Well, that's what Steve-O's goes with his Jackass theme, being Johnny Knoxville as well. So, yeah, we'll call it Steve-O's for the Union.
Pretty sure there's at least a couple of Red Lions in existence already.
Oh yeah,
yeah, there will be Bradford.
Pretty sure there's one in Glasgow.
Probably, but you know what? That was actually awesome. See, like I know it's no disrespect to who we've been speaking to, but it's actually nice to get a different slant and stuff that's not war stuff. It was really good to, especially for those guys, because they are going to be a big.
There's a big billboard in the Barrows now.
There's now a new room.
That's it. So I've just moved my bed to the Barrows.
Oh, I can see another restraining order coming your way, pal.
I'm not even going to open it this
Especially,
time.
he's just there's the offer. You've got your guest list ticket waiting for SWD3, and there'll be a restraining order beside it.
Or just a security, person following me around. Just be like,
it's like you can come in as long as you're accompanied.
Yeah.
Put you in one of those Zorbs. You know, those Zorb things. So you're not allowed to touch anyone.
Okay.
Just Ali walking around the Zorb like that all night.
I'm not going to tell Lauren I'm going to the gym or something that night. So it's just like I get to go by myself.
Your gym's in your garage though, mate. Should I rumble you?
I'll tell you something. I'm going swimming. Come back soaking in beer.
You're going swimming with Saint Phnx. Pool party.
I know. I'll be like him on the tour. Oh, how was it? Oh, shocking. Hated it. Backstage sucks. You wouldn't like. Can't see the band.
Oh dear. Well, another one in the bank, guys. That was really good. Another good episodes, and one each, Gemmel, for Heroes and Zeros.
Dying with the Zeros and Heroes again.
Beat up your game, mate.
I'm just gonna have to go and.
Sorry for going emotional on the Heroes, but
that was cold, Gemmel. That was real cold, man.
I had to. It was slim pickings, and to be fair, the guy deserved it.
I know.
So thank you, Matt Pack.
He did. I actually shat myself when I said about Wordle, and he said, "Oh well."
That was fucking brilliant.
So I mean, when I say, is this not the hero?
I love Wordle.
Love guys that did that in Wordle. That was good fun. Well, a pleasure as always. Should we call it time out? We are done. Right,
done us.
We will be back
Beautiful.
soon. We have still got plenty more to come for season 3.
Oh yeah,
which feels as though it's been on for about 3 years. But yeah, plenty more to come. So get listening, get downloading, and if you like what you hear, tell a pal.
Yeah.
Be a friend, tell a friend.
That's it.